Get down here, Merc.
Hey everyone, long time no see. Welcome back to the channel. Today I got something special for you. I'm going to show you how to set up Moonlight on the Nintendo Switch, which lets you stream your PC games over to your Nintendo Switch, either at home on your local network or over the internet. Now, there's a couple things I want to touch on. This time I actually have a notepad. Number one is going to be to get the files, then make sure you have GeForce Experience installed on your PC and set up. And this is also a good time to mention that you're going to need a GeForce GPU of probably a 10 series and up in order to have it stream smoothly. And also I'm going to show you how to add your games onto GeForce Experience in case they don't automatically populate. Sometimes they don't. And there are some other small things that actually really make a big difference, like networking optimizations. I have a Lenovo laptop, and there's this networking optimization in there that was destroying the whole streaming setup. As soon as I disabled that, everything just worked like a charm. Now, let's go to some pros and cons. Pros: you can play anything at 720p, 60 FPS. No need to overclock your Nintendo Switch in order to do this. So, more good things: automatic button mapping, so you don't have to worry about that. You open up a game, it'll automatically work. One quirk about it though is Moonlight's or NVIDIA Game Stream is going to think that you have an Xbox controller, so the A, B, X, and Y are going to be backwards. So that's something to keep in mind. There's no need to reconfigure your game settings based on game per game. Everything's just going to work. It's automatically going to downscale to 720p and 60 FPS. Even if you have your PC game set higher than that, you don't have to worry about fiddling with any settings. So there's also touch inputs. So you can use the screen on the Nintendo Switch as a mouse. You can drag and drop, double tap. You can also press the plus and minus button on your Nintendo Switch in order to switch to mouse controls. That way you can use the analog stick and then left trigger, right trigger as the left click, right click on the mouse. So super convenient. You can do all kinds of things with it. The best part about it is the Nintendo Switch shares the same SoC as the NVIDIA Shield, which NVIDIA Game Stream was developed for. So it's highly optimized for Nintendo Switch. So now let's go into some cons. You're going to need some knowledge of networking if you want to be streaming over the internet. If you want to stream on local, it's very straightforward. Moonlight likes to crash on boot. Not while you're in the game. If you get the app open, it's going to be 100% stable until you're done with it. I've had problems where I'll open up the RAM access mode by holding the R button and then opening the app. And then I go to open Moonlight, Moonlight crashes. Do it again, crashes. Do it again, crashes. Do it again, opens. So if at first you don't succeed, just try and try again. You don't need to fiddle with anything. Everything's working fine for the most part. Just open the app again. Eventually it'll work. There's also unpredictable online performance because that's just the nature of online play, depending on how your connection is. But in my experience, all you need is 5 megabit up, 5 megabit down, and a stable ping. You have that, you're going to have a smooth 720p, 60 FPS gameplay experience. Another con is you can't use a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse. You can use wired USB keyboard and mice with a dock. Prerequisites: you're going to need Atmosphere installed, knowledge of your PC and networking setup. You're going to need to have Nintendo's servers blocked in Atmosphere. I'll have a link on how to do that down in the description below, as well as links to all the files and everything. You're going to need to have Wi-Fi at home, and a strong recommendation is to have your gaming PC connected to your router via Ethernet. Don't have it connected by Wi-Fi. That's not so good. You're going to want to have the PC have a nice solid Ethernet connection to your router. So with that said, I think we can get into the setup. Let's go. Just make sure you have GeForce Experience installed, provided you're using an NVIDIA GeForce video card. Anything from the 10 series up will be perfect for this. You want to go over here, go over to the settings tab, and Shield. Allow your PC to stream games to Shield devices. Click that, you're good to go. You can add more games if they're not here. Click Add, navigate to the exe, click Open, and it'll add it to the list. When you initially add games, they won't have icons. Edit, click Box Art, download a picture, use the picture. The end. And that's basically it if you want to stream locally on your Wi-Fi at home. To stream over the internet, we'll go over that later, but first things first, let's go over to the Nintendo Switch side of things and I'll show you how to set up things there. Now to get Moonlight onto the Nintendo Switch itself, we're going to go ahead here, pop over to the Moonlight Switch GitHub page, make sure you go to the latest release in the GitHub, and if you're not sure how to do that, just go back to the main page by clicking on Moonlight Switch. You go over here to releases, click on this, it'll say latest, grab the Switch NRO, and we're going to want to save that somewhere. Oh, we can just save it here. Up here, and this is where my file is located. So you just go wherever you downloaded it, wherever you saved it to, go ahead, open up that. Here we are. Pop in your Switch SD card or connect to your Switch via USB using DVI or the TP responder. Go ahead, open up your Switch SD card folder. Oh, hey, it's my Switch SD card. Go to the Switch folder, take this NRO, the Moonlight Switch one. You want to go ahead, you can drag it over, or if you want to be 100% sure, copy, paste. There you are. It's on your Switch SD card now. And we are basically done on the PC side for now. You go ahead, pop out the SD card, put it back into your Nintendo Switch, reboot to custom firmware atmosphere. One quick thing before we head over to the Nintendo Switch, we need to get our PC's IP address. So we're going to go ahead, open up Start, C, in command prompt, type in ipconfig. There you are. So take note of this address here, IPv4 address. And now we're going over to the Nintendo Switch. Now that we have the Moonlight NRO copied over to our Nintendo Switch, we need to see about opening the app. Pick any game, hold the R button, and open the app. This will allow you full RAM access mode on the Nintendo Switch, which is what we want for most homebrew apps. Go over to Moonlight and open. Remember I said sometimes it crashes? This is a perfect example of it. Just try again. Ta-da. Okay, and here we are on modified modchip OLED Nintendo Switch number 2 because my daily driver one's already connected. But hey, I got this new one. I want to connect it to my PC. How do I do that? Well, we got our IP address. Host IP. You're going to want to tap on that. Oh, actually, let's go back here. It detected it on my network. If this doesn't come up, you're going to have to enter this IP address. So let's pretend that isn't there. That IP address that we got from looking at the PC's network settings earlier, that's what we need. So we're going to go ahead, 192.168.168.1.101. Okay, here we are. Let's connect. Already paired. Configuration updated. Okay, and great. There we are. We are connected. Perfect. Here's what's supposed to happen. You go back to the host menu, you go to add host, you enter host IP, or in the search it pops up, go ahead, connect, you enter IP address, and then what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to get a pop-up on your PC right down here in the corner. It'll give you 4 digits, and you go ahead, take those numbers, and you enter them in right there in the box. You get the 4 numbers on the Switch when you try to connect. It'll give you the 4-digit passcode here, and you just go over to the PC, enter them, and you're paired, and you're good to go. Now, the next thing that I want to show you how to set up is how to stream over the internet. So to do that, we got to go back to the PC for a bit. We're going to go ahead down here, streaming over the internet, super simple. You need to get this internet hosting tool. I'm going to open up in a new window. And this one here, if your gaming PC is already paired with Moonlight, so our Switch using Moonlight and PC are already paired, so we want to grab this tool here. Click that. And because I did the video, I already recorded this once, I already saved it. So we're going to go ahead, open up the folder. I already have this set up on my PC, so I'm not going to click on it. But for you, double click on that. It's going to run through a command prompt. It's going to install a couple things, and then it's done. Super simple. It just does it all automatically. The only thing you need to do afterwards is reboot your PC. And there is a big and here. We need to open up some ports in order to forward them to our gaming PC from our router. And the way that we do that, here we are, manual port forwarding. Yeah, advanced. To be honest, it's no less advanced than whatever it's recommending up here. So we need to open up our router main page. So log into your router, whatever the IP address is, advanced. We need to go down to forwarding, wherever that is. In my instance, virtual servers. That's what it's called. And we need to open up these ports. So I'm just going to go ahead, do a quick split screen. Okay. Internet hosting tool, ports. Oh, sorry, router. Okay, router, and here we are. Manual port forwarding. TCP, we need to open up these ports. And as you see, I have the same ones open up under TCP. And I have them forwarded over to my gaming PC, which is at 192.168.1.101. You also need to do the same with these UDP ports. So again, you can see UDP, and I have all the ports forwarded over to my gaming PC from the router. So there are a couple things here. I want to make a note. Don't be lazy. Don't do a range. Don't say, oh, I'm going to do from here to here. I'm going to do from here to here. Yeah, in a lot of instances that works, but not always. I really recommend going through things one step at a time. Take it slow. Measure twice. Cut once. Like, get it done right the first time so you don't have to go back and troubleshoot things up later on. That's kind of the reason why I make my videos as long as they are. I try to cut them down, but I end up just missing really important details. So the way I do this, add new, port, let's start at the top, 47984, 47984, IP address 192.168.1.101. And then it is for TCP. Don't do all. Make sure you keep it separate. TCP, enabled, save. I already have it here, so I'm not going to save it again. I'm not going to add it twice. But yeah, that's how I added them all one at a time. And if the internet coming onto your wall plugs into your router, and that's it, you're done. But in my case, I have two routers because my internet comes out of the wall, goes into the modem provided by my ISP, and from there, I have my router plugged into that modem. And the reason I'm running my setup at home like that is so I can have everything configured the way I want it on the router that I like, and then I just plug the internet into that and everything works. But because I'm doing that, there is an extra step. Now, let's go ahead. We'll just bring this back over here, make it big again. There we are. I need to make sure I have my address. So see here. So let's go over to advanced. This one here, IP address, that's just the login page for the router. The actual WAN address that I have, 192.168.0.15. So the modem from the ISP, what it sees, my router, what it's called is this, 192.168.0.15. So you need to go to your login page for the router provided by your ISP. I'm going to have to blank out some information. I'll do that later. And go to advanced. I tried to set up port forwarding, but this thing was being kind of a dick with it. It wouldn't let me, it wouldn't cooperate. What I ended up doing was I just told it to forward all traffic over to my TP-Link router. So the way I did that, 192.168.0.15 DMZ, demilitarized zone, enabled, apply. And as you see here, TP-Link, my router, which all my devices plug into, 192.168.0.15. And I enabled that, applied. I also rebooted the device and rebooted this device as well. And then everything was just working perfectly fine over the internet. But, of course, there's a but. There is one more step on the Nintendo Switch to connect to your home PC over the internet, because it's not going to have the same IP address. But I will say that you only have to do this one time. So let's go back over to the Switch for the final step. So we have to connect to our PC at home. And in order to do that, we need to use our WAN IP address. And that's the IP address of the modem provided by your ISP. So what we do is we go over here. Whatismyipaddress.com. I know that's a little difficult to see at the moment, but that's what you type in. It brings you to this page, and you'll get your IPv4 address. And that's what you need to enter on your Nintendo Switch right on this Moonlight screen. So let's see about doing that. And again, I apologize for recording the video in this fashion. I just wanted to show you what it's like in real life, and this is the best way to do that. So we're going to go ahead and add host. Okay, now that we've entered that, we should just be able to connect. And since we've already paired, see, already paired, it's going to go ahead and just show up as if we're on our home network. And here we are. We have set up Moonlight to stream over the internet. This is connected to the internet right now. This isn't connected to my local Wi-Fi. But I do got to warn you at the moment, my tethering, like my phone data, is really, really, really horrible. It's just the absolute worst. So let's find something that I can, something simple I can open up. Yeah, what the heck, we'll do Cemu again. This isn't going to run well because my internet is crap. Like, I'm serious. The connection coming through my phone right now has like 2 megabit down and 0.5 up. Like, it can't do much with that. So even here, you see it's a little laggy because my internet sucks. If it was just a little bit faster, say 5 megabit down and 2 megabit up, this would be 100% smooth. So I'm not even going to attempt to run a game on this. We're going to disconnect. So that's good. We could leave it there, but there's a little bit more we can do. Please don't crash. Okay, good. Settings. So these are the settings that I use in order to achieve a smooth streaming condition over the internet. Okay, since it's only 720p, you do not need that much. Leave this on H.264. Video bitrate, I'm going to lower that to 5 or 6. I'll just put on 6 at the moment. Okay. Use streaming, optimal playable settings. That means it'll make it smoother. And you can allow it audio to play through the PC if you want. You can make it louder. You can swap the A and B, X and Y. To be honest, it's better just to deal with the the weird Xbox controls, the reversed A, B, X, Y, instead of messing with all this stuff. It'll just make things more confusing in the end. Button combinations, like, you can do all kinds of things here, but the only ones that we really had to worry about, like the only one I 100% recommend is changing this video bit rate down, because it's only 720p. You do not need a higher bit rate. You don't even need 10 megabits. 5 is enough. Mouse acceleration, I recommend leaving that at 1. Don't change it, because then it kind of messes with things. Like it can throw things off. Mice are really sensitive, especially when you have a whole bunch of different custom software running in the background on Windows. Like I have a Microsoft mouse. There's special Microsoft software that manages acceleration and whatnot. Anyways, enough rambling. We're done. PC connected, Moonlight over the internet. You are good to go. Your internet should be way better than mine, basically anywhere. And yeah, that'll be it. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to go ahead and make another video showcasing a whole bunch of gameplay using Moonlight. I'm not going to do it in this video because I want to actually record it properly, and also this video is getting long enough. It doesn't need to be any longer. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan to keep doing stuff when I have time. So see you in the next one.